Hello, you're kicking off the Thursday's edition of QPVN English News Bulletin. You're with Milin Chi and here come the headlines. 15th National Assembly concludes night extraordinary session. Vietnam People's Army actively prepares for the 50th anniversary of the Self-Liberation and National Reunification Day. Hanoi, a peaceful destination for international friends. The 15th National Assembly, chaired by its chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn, concluded the 9th extraordinary session on the morning of February the 19th. General Secretary Tô Lâm, President Lương Cường, and Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính attended the closing session. Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn affirmed that after 6.5 working days in a positive, urgent and responsible spirit, the National Assembly considered and decided on many important issues to serve the revolution of streamlining the apparatus ready for the new era. Specifically, the National Assembly approved 17 contents under its authority, included in 4 bills and resolutions. These issues have been receiving high consensus and support from cadres, party members and people nationwide, creating a premise for organizational and personnel work at the 14th National Party Congress, against the election of deputies to the 16th National Assembly and People's Councils on levels for the 2026-2031 tenure. Personnel work under the National Assembly's authority was also taken into strict consideration and agreed of all in accordance with the regulations of the party and the state. Relevant agencies were requested to actively and urgently put into practice the contents resolved by the National Assembly. Hosting a reception for ambassadors and chargé d'affaires of ASEAN countries and Timor-Leste on February the 19th, President Lương Cường underscored that Vietnam views ASEAN as a strategic priority in its foreign policy. The Vietnamese state president stressed the importance that the ASEAN member states work together to maintain a peaceful environment for development, calling for stronger solidarity and enhanced political trust among the regional nations. He urged the ASEAN member countries to translate commitments and agreements into tangible results and boost coordination in addressing both traditional and non-traditional challenges and uphold achievements towards driving ASEAN's robust development in the coming time, contributing to global peace, stability and prosperity. The host also welcomed Timor-Leste's gradual participation in ASEAN activities, affirming that Vietnam always supports and cooperates with other ASEAN member states to have Timor-Leste meet the necessary criteria to officially join the bloc. On behalf of the ambassadors and chargé d'affaires of the ASEAN countries in Vietnam, Ambassador Dato Tan Gia Thai from Malaysia, the chair of ASEAN 2025, emphasized the ASEAN countries highly evaluated Vietnam's role and contributions to strengthening the intra-bloc solidarity, unity and resilience, as well as to shaping the ASEAN community's post-2025 vision. In the afternoon of the same day, President Lương Cường hosted a reception for Cuban Foreign Minister Bruno Rodriguez Parilla, who is on a working visit to Vietnam. President Lương Cường suggested promoting high-level delegation exchanges, maintaining regular dialogues and coordination to effectively implement agreed commitments, leveraging bilateral dialogue and cooperation mechanisms, and strengthening collaboration at multilateral forums. He asked both sides to educate younger generations about the 65-year history of the exemplary Vietnam-Cuba relationship founded by President Ho Chi Minh and leader Fidel Castro, and nurtured by generations of leaders and people of both nations. The Cuban foreign minister affirmed that the party, state and people of Cuba treasure the unwavering solidarity, as well as spiritual and material support from their Vietnamese counterparts. He vowed Cuba's commitment to further deepening economic, trade, investment ties and other areas of cooperation, ensuring they match the special political relationship between the two nations. On February the 19th, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính received Cambodian Deputy Prime Minister and Minister Interior Sasokha, who is paying a working visit to Vietnam. Welcoming the Cambodian Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Interior to Vietnam, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính highly lauded the relationship between the Ministry of Public Security of Vietnam and the Ministry of Interior of Cambodia and commended the successful ties between the two ministers and believed that both ministries would continue to build on this cooperation while sharing insights into strategic matters, advising leaders of the two countries on security issues and promoting collaboration in the zero transmission, population data system and other key areas. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính proposed Cambodia Ministry of Interior focus on increasing efforts and cooperation to combat transnational crimes, especially those related to drugs, human trafficking and online fraud gangs based in Cambodia. He also emphasized the need for joint efforts to address hostile forces undermining the relationship between the two countries, address the citizenship issues for people of Vietnamese origin while working and living stably and legally in Cambodia. For his part, Cambodia Deputy Prime Minister said that his visit aims to further implement agreements and cooperation mechanisms between the two countries. He affirmed that Cambodia's economy and society have made a strong recovery, highlighting Vietnam's continued support and collaboration. He pledged that Cambodia's Ministry of Interior will work closely with Vietnam's relevant agencies to combat cross-border crimes, increase exchanges and human resources training, and raise public awareness of the strong ties between the two countries, especially among the younger generations, and facilitating the legal status for people overseas Vietnamese to enable them to live and work stably and legally in Cambodia.
Coming up next, Vietnam People's Army actively prepares for the 50th anniversary of South Liberation and National Reunification Day. Hanoi, a peaceful destination for international friends. On February the 19th, chairing the working session with agencies and units on carrying out tasks to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and National Reunification Day, April 30th, 1975-2025, Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết, Chairman of the General Political Department, asked relevant units to make a thorough and active preparation to achieve the best results.
To mark the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and National Reunification Day, many nation-level activity will be organized. It entails the Ministry of National Defense is assigned to coordinate with relevant agencies to carry out many important activities inside and outside the military. Regarding the task of organizing parades during the event, over the past time, the forces have actively carried out regular training, communication, education, and emulation activities for the special event have been promoted. In the coming time, such activities as live programs, documentaries, books, competitions, learn about traditions, exhibitions, seminars, exchanges, and presenting gifts to national contributors will be held. Lauding the agencies that have proactively developed plans and implemented assigned tasks over the past time, and stressing that it is an important event of the country. Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết asked that it is essential to promote dissemination work, especially dissemination on digital platforms, boost close coordination between agencies and units, especially with localities, so that programs and activities held by the military will convey profound humanistic meaning and leave a good impression on the people and international friends, promptly encourage and reward the forces engaging in mission performance, especially those participating in the parades in the celebration. Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết asked units to speed up the implementation progress and make a thorough and active preparation to achieve the best results.
On the afternoon of February the 19th in Hanoi, the Command Corps of Vietnam and the Canadian Special Operations Command had a meeting to discuss and agree on cooperation activities, including delegation exchanges at all levels, experience sharing, training and education, especially training and education in counter-terrorism activities. After the third Vietnam-Canada Defense Policy Dialogue on the morning of February the 20th, the Command Corps of Vietnam and the Canadian Special Operations Command signed a cooperation minutes. Vietnam wishes to promote defense cooperation with Canada on the basis of respecting each other's independence, sovereignty, and political institutions for the benefit of both countries, as well as for independence, peace, stability, cooperation, and common development.
80 years ago, President Ho Chi Minh depicted a glorious new era for the nation in the Declaration of Independence on September 2, 1945, at the historic Ba Đình Square. Since that historic moment, Vietnam has been maintaining its independence, freedom, peace, and stability for development, prosperity, and happiness. And that is also the common feeling of international friends when coming to Hanoi, the city for peace.
I'm Laura from Poland, currently a student at Hanoi University. Today, standing in the vast space of Ba Đình Square, I feel like I am a small part of the historical flow of Vietnam. Looking at the red flag with a yellow star while listening to the national anthem, I feel like being told the story of an indomitable nation, gradually overcoming the fierce days of struggle to gain national freedom and independence.
Nước Việt Nam có quyền hưởng tự do và độc lập, và sự thật đã thành một nước tự do độc lập.
Vietnam has the right to enjoy freedom and independence, and in fact has become a free and independent country. The declaration of President Ho Chi Minh 80 years ago still echoes here. It is not only the voice of history, but also the aspiration of a nation, strong belief in justice and peace, the values that any person, any country yearns for.
President Ho Chi Minh lived and worked in the wooden steel house for the last 11 years of his life. The documents and artifacts here fully and clearly demonstrate the simple life, great thought, and revolutionary morality of a visionary leader who devoted himself to the country, the people, and the cause of peace, friendship, and progress of the peoples in the world. Now I have better understood why the Vietnamese people love President Ho Chi Minh so much. Lao people also love President Ho Chi Minh very much.
I'm really impressed by the life of the President Ho Chi Minh and the environment he was living. And I also know that foreign countries like Mozambique, they had a strong relationship with Vietnam because of his mindset and his ideology. And this is something that impressed me a lot.
This is my second time here, and I'm even more reassured that Vietnamese nation, they really pay attention to peace, they respect this, and they're really friendly. I will definitely introduce this and tell all my friends about this, and I wish that they come here with me for next time so we can enjoy this place together.
Vietnam has a long history and is a peaceful country with unique cuisines and beautiful natural landscapes. It is the first time I have seen the flag-raising ceremony in Vietnam. I'm very moved. Looking at the red flag with a yellow star, I feel the heroic history and strong will of the Vietnamese people. The flag is not only a symbol of the country, also a testament to the patriotism, sacrifice, and aspiration of the Vietnamese people. I'm most impressed by the Vietnamese people because they are enthusiastic, hospitable, and friendly.
And I'm impressed how Vietnamese people, they give respect to not only to the President Ho Chi Minh, but they have respect to each other, and they show this kind of respect in every type or every day. Vietnam is a peaceful country. Whoever comes to Vietnam can feel this peace and freedom.
Here, I can clearly feel the peace of Vietnam, feel the value of peace, expressing my love for Vietnam. Loving Vietnam is not only because of the beauty of the country, but also clearly feeling the value of freedom, independence, and the desire for peace of the Vietnamese people. And to me, Vietnam is a peaceful corner in my heart.
It is the end of the English News Bulletin today. You can watch the news again at QPVN.vn. Goodbye and see you next time.